So, Christopher, what day is it?
Today is Friday, December 3rd.
Where are we sitting?
We are on the couch, and this is the Friday afternoon. Oh, God, I need this bourbon edition. Oh,
I need this bourbon edition.
I need this bourbon edition. All right.
So, Christopher, we were talking about horror stories. And the horror stories are like, where should you put passwords? Do you think a tattoo on your hand?
That is an answer. All right. So, on the couch, the Friday afternoon bourbon edition is our attempt at being amusing, at least to ourselves and the people in the room. All right. With all things IRS, Department of Labor, PBGC. Did we miss anybody? That's close enough. All right. So what we're going to be talking about today is what you need to be thinking about as far as cybersecurity is involved. We'll be right back. And we're back. How are you? Are you still? And you're still here, Kristina.
Yeah.
You still here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm awake.
Update or an update?
There's a small update.
Oh, we have a very small update.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
The DOL has
a pup date.
A pup date.
pup
Oh, a
date.
pup date.
Yeah.
There we go. We have pup dates. Yes.
The DOL, or the EBSA, has released how much money they have recovered from wayward plan sponsors and administrators, and it's 1.946 billion with
Almost,
a B.
Okay.
Okay, they did.
That's a big mattress.
Yes.
They did 1,072 civil investigations, and they found in those investigations a 69% violation rate.
69%, almost a 70% violation rate, and they only got $2 billion out of that. All right, well, I guess that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Those are big plans.
Okay.
They have, like 175,000 participants contacted the DOL to say, hey, what about my plan?
Wow, they heard about it and we hadn't. Okay.
And an informal resolution, informal investigation was performed, and they brought in $499.5 million just from participant complaints. But their biggest area is missing participants. They are investigating missing participants. If you do not keep contact with the guys who leave your company and leave their money behind, and you can't pay them when they should be paid, the DOL frowns upon that. So they were able to find 1.54 billion of the total that they did belong to missing participants.
If the DOL is listening, I've lost $1 million.
Just not from our plan.
That's right.
Thanks, Filippo.
You're welcome.
All right. Wow.
Wow.
Is that something that we can give a link to in the show notes?
Sure.
Okay. Very good, Filippo. All right. We have a topic today that, well, that's not why we're drinking, but it is Friday afternoon, and it is the bourbon edition. But we've had a rather interesting conversation before we started rolling officially about cybersecurity and what you should and should not be doing. All right.
There's some pretty bad habits out there.
There's some very bad habits out there. I was talking about very high level stuff, and I found out about some things out there. So anyways, the purpose of today's video is to help remind people about the human element that's involved in cybersecurity. Yes, I was on a webinar yesterday about cybersecurity. I have had a bunch of emails today about cybersecurity, and we're not going to forget the fact that the Department of Labor had their 3 best practices. And while I was studying for yesterday's webinar, where I was a presenter, I found out the SEC's involved.
Well, yeah, they've been involved.
Yeah, I know, but I never even thought about that, for cybersecurity.
That's a party everybody's involved.
Yeah, and so everybody's got to be paying attention. All right, so when I thought it first was a joke, it's not. Apparently, where are our grandparents buying these things? Target, Walmart,
Amazon.
whatever, Amazon? They're buying password notebooks.
Paper notebooks.
Paper notebooks. No. Okay, so first cybersecurity hint. password manager. I'm not going to say which one we use because that would help reduce our cybersecurity, okay? But find a password manager. And
An online one.
An online
Not
one,
a
yes, an
paper one.
online one. And then when somebody complains that, well, if the internet goes down, how do I get my passwords? If the internet goes down, what do you need your password for? So there is
That's when
that.
you go to your basement and get the food you've canned.
Yeah, so exactly. All right, so we've got that. One of the things that we're going to be working on, we're still working on it, is we're going to be enhancing our email protocols so that people cannot email us sensitive information. We're not trying to be rude, we're not trying to be mean, we're just trying to make sure that sensitive data is not floating around our email. All right, we will be providing a secure way to provide that to us. All right, so when partners that you're working with stop accepting W-2s as PDFs or censuses with dates of birth and dates of hire, real names and real compensation, and ask that you provide it securely, well, that's us actually, that's all of us actually doing our job. All right, we're all here to try to help keep participants' account balances safe. What else would you think we should be doing, Catherine? You got any other good ideas?
Slapping a hacker.
Well, you can't slap a hacker. You got to find the hacker first. All right. Good guess though. Anything else?
Well, there's always the real baseline of, if you have a website, if you have a login, you should log into it. Just, people who never log into their.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, you want to be the first.
Exactly.
And the only.
All right. So. Very quickly here, the retirement industry has supposedly, there's no one big number on it, but we're looking at around 14 trillion, that's trillion with a T, $14 trillion in it. There's a lot of incentive for the bad actors to go after the money in retirement plans in the United States, all right? Record keepers deflect, there we go, millions if not billions of attacks a day. All right, and so there's a lot of bad actors trying to get into participants' accounts, and the weakest link in the entire transaction is the participant who does not log in and make a permanent password. They're still sitting out there with their temporary one. That's the weakest part of the whole equation. So whenever possible, remind participants to do two things. Log on to the record-keeping website and update their information with a permanent password, and no offense to Walmart, Target, whoever, secure their information, all right? It is their obligation to keep their credentials secure, and I don't know that a Post-it note on the monitor counts as secure. It's not a secure Post-it note.
And don't use the same password for everything.
That's another big thing.
So if you use the Post-it note to cover over the camera, is it okay to have the password posted? I do this just to torture.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna need some bourbon. No, all right.
That's not hiding it.
That's
okay.
not hiding it. Whenever a vendor partner asks that you use multi-factor authentication, use it. It's not just a good idea, it's part of the DOL's best practices. All right, start thinking about which outside vendor you're going to be hiring to reviewing your own cybersecurity policies. Okay, so we've got three things there. Remind your participants to update their credentials with their record keeper. Look for password managers to keep your credentials securely so that you don't have to use the same password for everybody else. And I just forgot the third one. What did I just say before that?
Oh wow.
Don't use the same password twice.
Right, yes.
There we go.
And can I add in?
Yes.
Try to find a reputable cybersecurity company who will help protect you.
That really was the third one. The third one is start looking for your outside vendor to have your frequent. The DOL does not say what the definition of frequent is. It could be once a millennium. It could be once a week. All right.
Could be once a year.
Once a year. The DOL wants service providers, plan sponsors to be reviewing their cybersecurity practices on a regular and frequent basis. So that's actually number 3. All right. So any questions, comments, bourbon suggestions? That's sales@hunterbenefits.com. Like, subscribe, comment, all that other good stuff. See you next week. Sorry.